Hello, everybody. Right. Welcome along to our live stream, obviously. And I'm gonna be talking about a few things on here, just asking you a few questions or picking your brains on something. But first of all, I'd like you to know if is my sound okay? Is my picture all right? Because when I do this laptop needs to be reset, and when I reset it, I don't think that the settings come back particularly well for live streams. So I'm gonna just ask you if everything's okay, the sound wise anyway. I think I've got my sound up. I'll put up a bit more. That's up all right. Okay. So yeah, I was sitting there the other day and I thought, why don't I do a live stream sometime this week? Because I'm off this week. But then I thought to myself, why don't I do one now? And then it's not going to be, like bumping into anybody's live streams at night times because there's some great live streams at night. And the one of the things I wanted to talk about here, with a few more people come into here, and I'll talk about the thing I was going to talk about, which is going to run a few things past you. That's why I put it down to subscribers mode only for this stream, because I wanted to find out what people wanted to do with this question I've got for you about some of the things to do with a thing I've got planned for YouTube, possibly. It's something I just thought about recently, and I've set it up. Well, I have set it up, but I don't know if it's going to be a thing that I'm going to continue or going to be able to continue. But we'll see. I'll get into that in a short while. So first up, we've got Steve Charlton. Hiya, John. Hiya, Steve. You all right? And also Sinjin. Hey, John. Hi, Gary. You all right? And this 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 week I've got a lot of stuff planned. I've got a lot of stuff planned that are going to be I'm going to be putting up. Got to hopefully get a live stream together with Nige. If I haven't got the live stream together with Nige, my next month's rota is good as well. So nowadays my rota is really good. So I think I can get a lot more going with things like live streams and stuff like that. So that's where that's going to go. I feel like I can get back to doing regular stuff on YouTube now after reducing my hours at work, because I was after doing that for quite a while. But just recently I've been able to do that, so that's really good. So I've got a bad lieutenant. All right, mate. Why, hi, John. Can you say again, pet? Yeah, and you, mate, Mara, as we call people in Newcastle, Mara. All right, Mara, how are you doing? Um, so Steve Charlton, I'm great, buds, and you? Yeah, not so bad, doing all right actually. And looks films and boxing. Hiya, Mondo Chelloveck. He's just finished watching The Man in the Iron Mask, 1996. Really good film. Is that with Leonardo DiCaprio? I feel. Yeah, I remember watching the original one. I think no, it was really good. I thought it was one of those ones when you hear the title, The Man in the Iron Mask, you think it's a out and out horror film, but it's not. That was really hot, by the way. Actually, I made another cup of coffee for myself just before this, and when I did it, it overflowed and it was all over the place. So I had to make myself a new one. So that was weird. It might have been the cup. So so Steve Charlton says, I saw Evil Speak on Amazon, £145. What the hell? Exactly. Now, it was funny because I was talking about this recently in a video that the £145 mark is just some scalper wanting to get 145. If you see, say if I had a movie and it was out of print, I would, well, if I was a scalper, I'd put it on. I know it's out of print, probably get £30 for it, put it on for a couple of hundred, hoping that someone would either offer you more than the 33 quid, or maybe it might go more out of print. But these prices that ask is nuts. Especially, I mean, hey, it's a great film. I love it. I know that it's got a great slipcover, but there's no way on earth I would pay £145 for a regular release that didn't have like 4K or a box set or something that was hyper, really limited. I mean, it's just crazy. But maybe these things do get bought, but I struggle to think they do. I really do. So people saying hello to each other, and Steve Charlton says great movie about Man in the Iron Mask. Yeah, I'll actually Leonardo DiCaprio is quite a good actor. He's one of those ones who went from being just acting in normal films to being somebody who acts in these really big ensemble casts where you've got to bring your A game to it, and he is a really good actor. It's a funny one because he's one of the ones that you thought wouldn't make it to be a really good actor, but he has like that one, The Revenant, when he's with that bear. My God, that was just it was unreal. That bear attack. The movie itself is quite good. Looks amazing on 4K. But yeah, good bit acting from him. And he's always lying around in like really like horrendous conditions, like freezing cold water and that. And he looks like freezing cold, which I would hate. So I've got so Sinjin says, I love RG Armstrong in Evil Speak. Great actor. Yeah, you're right. Evil Speak's such a great movie. One that sadly seems to be one that is out with print, or is it just people just scalping it for the really good slipcase, which you could get in HMV for a long time. So Sam Glendinning. All right, Sam. Hello, John. How's it going, mate? It's not going too bad, buddy. Hopefully we'll see each other real soon. Um, and Brian's in. Hello, Brian. Hi, John. How are you doing, mate? Not too bad. It's actually you can see there's a scaffolding around the windows. Now they're going to be coming and taking the scaffolding away. I thought they were going to come last week, but it's obviously raining that much. They finished the roof, so I'm hoping. Well, that's why I did this live stream on the Sunday. I could have done it through the week, but chances are they would come and take that down when I'm doing a live stream, which would be quite uncomfortable. So me sitting here giving it that, and they're outside thinking, "What on earth is he doing?" So yeah, that's why I've done it today. So Lux Film Unboxing says, "Watched any video nasties recently?" Yes, actually, I have watched. I watched Superstition, the film I got off Nige yesterday, and what a film that was! So good. Now, the only thing I'll say about it is I think it should have a different title. The title doesn't scream video nasties to me. If it was called, I was thinking it was called The House by the Black Pond, which is pretty much what the movie's about, amongst other things. That would be a great title, like a really video nasty title. But Superstition, if you can find it, what a movie! So good, so enjoyable, and really gory as well. I can see what is a Section 3 video nasty. Yeah. Uh, respect to Nige for passing that across to me. I know you can get a Blu-ray, but I think the Blu-ray, John Hall was just saying the Blu-ray and the Scream Factory one's meant to be the best one for that. I think I will upgrade something like. Um, Steve Charlton says I got Cannibal Holocaust and Ferox on Blu-ray a few weeks ago. Were they the 80 ones, 88 ones, Steve? Because actually Ferox. Yeah, I'm going to say that could have been the Shameless one. So let us know, Steve, which ones you've got. You're saying they're uncut, so I'm guessing you might have got the Grindhouse releasing ones, which are great releases actually. Balutan says, I would recommend you see it at least. Yeah, actually, that's a good point, Barber Tenant. I do think that as bad as they are, the Ferox and Cannibal Holocaust, I would say see them uncut ones, especially Cannibal Holocaust, and then you get the true impact of that movie. I personally have seen it enough times not to go and see it again with the animal stuff in it. I will watch it once more time with on the 88 4K, which you can't take the animal stuff out of. But I'll go back to the Grindhouse release and Blu-ray to watch it from now on because that's got the animal free one. And it's seamless. You cannot tell where that animal stuff was. I mean, I know where it was, but I'll be glad never to see that again once you know, I've got it. I've watched that one 4K, and I don't need to go into that again. It's a tough watch, it really is. Actually, I don't know if I talked about this, but when me and Nige and John Hall and Laura and Simba, the dog, when we went to see that Video Nasties exhibition, which was fantastic, by the way. There's stuff in there. I'm gonna do a video on that one. But rather than show you pictures of it, which you're not really allowed to, because the girl in there, girl called Rachel, said, we don't really want this. This is stuff that's all copyrighted. We prefer not to go on under a YouTube. I says, no problem. So I've got a load of pictures, but I can't really show them. So what I'll do is I'll talk about the movies that was there. I'll say I'll pick up a picture of whatever movie and I'll say, guess what? It was there as a pre-cert, or the poster, the original poster was there. You'd be blown away. I mean, if you could have done, it wasn't really on. I think it was on for 6 days. I think they're talking about it coming back again. If it does come back again, and we'll get the heads up, we'll probably spread this around here and make sure that you all know about this, because what a fantastic thing it was. And Rachel, the girl, said, she said it had a really good response to this exhibition, quite rightly. And people just coming in and were blown away by this. And a lot of younger people didn't get when we were talking, especially like Rachel, and she said that when we were saying that this was a big deal back in the day, most of the stuff in here you would have been she would have been arrested for even presenting it to the public. So there's things like that, and she knew about that. But people coming in and were talking about John Ho was talking to a few people, just saying about how bad it was. And I don't think they were kind of blown away to say, I can't believe that was a thing. But yeah, it was. But I said to her, I said, would you watch? I mean, there's a picture of me talking to Nigel put a picture of me talking to her on his video. And I said to her, would you watch Animal Cruelty? Because she hadn't watched a video nasty, which was nuts. But she is going to watch them. I said, would you watch Cannibal Holocaust or Cannibal Ferox, which is full of animal cruelty? She said, yes, I would. I said, really? She said, yeah, I would, because she grew up on a farm, so she's seen a lot of things firsthand. I thought, well, you probably haven't seen these things firsthand, but you know, it is. Yeah. So I'll be interested if I see this Rachel again. It would be great to sort of say, did you check any of these things out? She might have been mentally scarred, though. Wow. So Brian says, I've got a great Evil Speak bootleg poster. Wow, I love that poster. Is that the one that what's it like, the computer, looking up at the computer? That's a great picture. Steve Charlton says Shameless is Ferox 88 is Sheriff. This must be Ferox. Shameless is cut. Ferox 88 is Holocaust, but I have to double check on the Holocaust, though it's just a guess. All right, see what it's saying. Sam says, John, I did watch Zombie Flesh Eaters last month and really enjoyed it. Quite surprisingly, I actually thought of Island of Death whilst watching. It's a funny one, Island of Death. I think it's absolutely brilliant, but a lot of people struggle with it. It's a weird movie, I'll give you that. But it's just this couple, this other brother and sister, could be. But the things they get up to and the things that they do, they go to this island in Greece, and they just say, let's just go crazy, and they do mind. The things they get up to is just unbelievable. That's why I like it so much. Let's Bumpers Movies. Just go up there. It's going up there a bit. Morning, John. Better than watching Songs of Praise on a Sunday. Yeah, well, you haven't heard me sing. I'm going to be singing in a moment. I'm going to be going to get my phone together and do a few hallelujahs for you, if you don't mind. That'll be me, just the stream going off at that point, I would imagine. St. James says, John, have you checked out the new trailer for Author, the King, based on a true story starring Mark Wahlberg and Author, the dog? It looks amazing. Actually, I don't think I have, but I think I've seen a picture of that. That rings a bell. I like Mark Wahlberg, if I'm honest. Sam says, yeah, it is. Hello, Bumper Mate. Very harsh times for us Evertonians, but we are hoping to get some points back depending on the appeal. Now, we were looking at actually, because when it happened, we thought 10 points must have done something really bad. Well, this, of course, is this money business, isn't it? This fair play. And it's a bit bad that the players and the fans have to be penalised for that type of thing, because it's. I think that the people should get fined heavily who's involved with it, but nothing more than that. But it is what it is, I suppose. Let's hope they don't do a Portsmouth and just free fall. or what was it? Rangers, but they got back up again, mate. Portsmouth, not so lucky. Um, right, says I got an import Blu-ray of Superstition off Blu-ray, pretty cheap. Yeah, it's funny because up until then, I'd never heard that movie at all. I thought, have I seen this movie? When it started off, I thought I might have seen this, but when I got into all the gore stuff, I thought, no, I've never seen it. But it's so good. It's really good. It's got a lot of elements that are, I would say, classic slasher, but it just never. Actually, at that Video Nasties exhibition, I'm sure there was a pre-cert of that there, and I remember pointing it out to John Hall. So, but a great movie, and it's funny how these movies just pass you by. And I must have bumped in that in the video shop, but just never, maybe just didn't have a good cover or just the title. I would have thought that's not exploitational enough, possibly. But Lieutenant says, Sam, Zombie is definitely in my top 10 video nasties list. Yeah, it's just that's my favorite horror movie of all time. Never used to be, but just crept up and up and up. Every time I watched it, it gets better for me. And I just love it. Actually, I'm due a rewatch of that one very soon. I was going to do it in October, but just didn't get around to it. There's loads of things I was going to watch in October, didn't get around to it. Bumper says, yeah, savage that, mate, but you'll still be okay. But a shame you were in on for a good season. That's right, because I'd said it. Deborah says, when you got put down there into the bottom three at the moment, I thought you must have been about 13th or 12th, and I thought that's a hefty kick in there. I've got John Hall here. He says, picture quality and audio seems fine to me. That's great. You all right, John? How are you doing? John, if you're here, which you will be, I've got to see you that we're going to get definitely together next month. I've got a week off next month, and we'll definitely get together on that week. I'll get in touch with you and tell you when that is, and we'll get myself. Well, I had a great time when I was chatting to John in the Video Nasties exhibition, and he had a chat with Nige and Laura. It was great. Really enjoyed it. But yeah, we'll get together. We'll definitely get. So what we'll do is we'll film some videos and we'll sort of drip them out. So we've got a bit of John Hall content coming for the next couple of months. But obviously, I want to see you. That's not going to do. Actually, was it about January since we last seen each other? I can't believe that. But yeah, be soon, John. Yes, the one with the computer poster, says Brian. Yeah, that's it's such a good and strange and it's an odd film. That computerized stuff. You just never saw anything like it at that point, apart from Tron. Gary said, "Sorry, I meant Arthur." That was being about the dog. Yeah, when you get these movies with dogs and you think, "Oh dear, what's going to happen here?" Actually, I was watching Sisu, which is what a movie that is, and there's a dog in that one. And I thought this is going to go wrong, but it doesn't. So it's not a spoiler, but if you're thinking about it and you're thinking, I don't know if I can get this through this because this movie is brutal, and you thought it's a knocking bet something happened to the dog, it doesn't. And I think it's a bit of a spoiler, but I don't mind saying that because I was thinking all the way through that film, what's going to happen to this dog? Anyway, what a movie. Sam says, I know, Craig, it's down to the expense of the new stadium that's put us in the financial mess. Yes, actually it is. Also, we did get sued by 4 clubs. The 2 clubs are pulled out now. This I do think, and obviously coming from Newcastle, with this whole we got taken over by the richest person in the world or something like that. So it's great for us because we've got this influx of cash, which can take us out of the doldrums we've been in since Mike Ashley came. But the problem is you get scrutinized by other clubs who would have loved to have this the movie money, but they always start whining because they haven't got it, and then they try to put all these obstacles up. They did it with Man City as well. So it is what it is, but nobody in the right mind is going to refuse the money. That's my take on that. Value 10 says Sam the Driller Killer, checks the Chainsaw Massacre, and Tenebrae, probably. Yeah, Tenebrae, what a movie that is. Watched it recently, I loved it. I think Deborah might get into that one. It's a bit too gory for it, So I've got Mad Marty, 1973. All right, Marty. Hey, John, good to see you. Good to see you, mate. You looking forward to the 4K releases of The Abyss, Aliens, and True Lies? Yes and no. Yes, I am, because I really want to watch them and have them. No, in case they get a little bit of tweaking. By tweaking, I mean DNR. I saw some trailers for them, and I'm not going to say I don't go too much down the DNR route and say, oh, but I don't like it, DNR, if it's overdone. And I do think that maybe uh, Cameron might have done that to get it looking pristine. I don't think he should do that because I want Aliens especially to look a bit grubby because it does. But we'll see. I hope he really does. I hope he goes super sharp and any grain in there is there, But I don't know. I'm a bit wary about it. I'll have to see a good review of it before I pounced on it. But yes, definitely. The one I'm most looking forward to there is True Lies. Love that movie. And it looks spectacular on DVD. So it can look good on 4K. So Valentine says some of those more obscure Section 3 films are worth watching, but there's also a fair amount of crap in there too. Yeah. It's the same with all the sections. You get some belters and you get some awful ones. Actually, Section 1, I think, has got the most ones that I enjoy. Um, Section 3 is the one I haven't really delved into that much. I've got quite a few. I mean, a few of them are Section 3 ones, like The Thing. Can you believe it? It's just nuts. So yeah. So, but yeah, you do get rubbish in amongst that. Yeah, you do. That's a thing. You get in all the sections. So I think if you know that what you're getting into, that's what I said to this Rachel girl. I said, look, a lot of these movies aren't very good. She says, I've heard that. I said, you've got to put your video nasties mindset on to think these aren't the greatest films, but they offer something different. I mean, Superstition. There was a few bits in that where I thought, oh, I know why this is going, and I could see why it was questioned because of the censors would have sort of took offence to it. But it was a great movie, and you do find some real gems in there as well that other people could think were rubbish. Sam says Bad Attendant is that the Argento one, mate. Great film that, and still need to check out the Driller Killer. Great film actually. I didn't like it at all when I first saw it, but I saw it a really bad quality copy, a really bad quality copy. You could hardly see what was going on. And every time until the 4K, the Blu-ray come out, which is 4K remastered, I didn't like it until I saw the picture for what it is, and I thought, yeah, that's pretty good. Actually, one of the worst things about the Driller Killer is the rabbit scene. Can't stand that. It's not alive. It's just chopped up when it's dead. It's awful. But there's one thing I didn't even remember. There's a lot of real sort of life down and outs just lying around drinking and that at the start of the film. And one of the blokes, it's obviously a real. He must have went around guerrilla filming. What's he called? Abel Ferrara, and he's captured this bloke just lying there, and all of a sudden he just throws up all over himself, and it's got this horrible coloured monkey vomit all the way down him. I just thought, when you just don't expect it. I thought that I know it sounds daft, but it's one of the worst things I've seen in the video nasty thing, believe it or not. So John All says, I'm fine, John. I hope you are too. Yeah, not doing too bad, mate. Brian says there was a small video nasties exhibition in Northumberland. I urge anybody. I mean, I thought I wasn't going to be able to go, but I got a bit spare time, so I got in touch with Nige. Obviously, bumped into John Hall, which is amazing, and Laura came as well. It was a birthday, which was even better. And I saw Simba as well, Laura's dog. And at first, I thought, well, I did want to go and see it, but I'm so glad I did because it was like it was going back in time. These things you're picking up these old, clownshell boxes, and you had to look at them. They had the stickers on, that the rental stickers, that everything about it. I can't tell you what it was like to have that feeling. And John Hall and Knight says as well, it was just like a bit of a sort of Doctor Who moment, when you're just traveling in time and you just see something that you've never seen for such a long time. Amazing. So if it comes back, we'll try and get some kind of info out to everybody. I mean, someone got in touch with, I think Sam got in touch with me as well and said, "Have you seen this?" And I went, "No, but I'm going." I'm sure Sam went. Um, so John Ho says, oh yeah, Balutan says, "Sam, yes it is. Actually, he had three films on the list: Profondo, Rosso, Suspiria, and Tenebrae." Yeah, Suspiria's section three. I mean, come on. I don't think there's that much stuff in Suspiria. Well, there is, but not too much. Tenebrae is the worst one, I think, out of them ones for gore. Um, John O says, "Yeah, January, John, and you already know my flexi leave for next month." Yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely get together and we'll get some videos on the go. I like to, me and John kind of record all day. We might do a live stream and then we'll record other things and then they get sort of dripped out. It's always great to see John as well because we'll have, it's like that's going back in time as well because we did this every week, as John knows, when I was in the 90s. Every week, probably on a Saturday or a Sunday, John Oak will come over for the day with a bag of movies to watch. And we'll sit down and watch a couple of movies. It's great. So I've done that for years, mate. Sam says, "Bad Lieutenant, I watched Suspiria for the first time back in September and I absolutely loved it, mate. The score from that, from Goblin, and the colours so vibrant in that. Can imagine it looking stupendous in 4K. Honestly, Sam, that 4K of Suspiria is the best looking colour I have ever seen in my life. It's so good. So we've got solvents. Hey guys, hey solvents, you all right? Value 10 says, "Sam, Dario Argento's films are made for 4K as they are so beautifully shot." Yeah, I totally agree with that. He's got an eye for thing. Actually, I've watched half of Dark Glasses, the new film he's got with the girl who's um she's blind, but there's a lot more to it than that. And actually it looks a really stylish movie. Obviously, is she called Argento? She's in there as well. So I'll have to go back to that and watch that. But yeah, it's good to see Dario Argento getting back on form because he's been a bit off the boil for quite a long time, unfortunately. um, Sam says, "John only got a week under a week till the Doctor Who 60th specials commence. Do you think it should have been in three specials or mini series for David as the 14th Doctor?" So I'm guessing it's three series, it's three specials at the moment. Hmm. It's I'm not too sure. All I'll say is that probably a mini series would be good, as long as they put Doctor Who back on track because it massively went off track. Now I've got nothing against having a female Doctor. I've got nothing against Jodie Whittaker at all. She's a great actress. In fact, the films I've seen her in have been brilliant. Actually, I thought she was a good Doctor, but the storylines were absolutely rubbish. There was no emotional content in that. Sound a bit like Bruce Lee there. There was no emotional content in it. You need to have emotional content in the show now. It didn't really happen so much in the past. In classic Doctor Who, you weren't really that emotionally drained by it. But some of the episodes actually that you get these days are kind of powerful. And I love, the transformation, regenerations, and all that. I think that, but they need to get it back to that. There was no like wow moments with the Jodie Whittaker series while the writing of it. So yeah, it was one of them things where if you can do it and put it back to it, I'm all for it. And I know there's a big talk about Davros at the minute. I ain't got a problem with that Davros thing. Actually, I thought it was because it was doing about right. There's a thing on here that says ads will run shortly for some viewers. Skip ads. Now, for me, I don't know why that's going on, but it is going on. And I put it on to come on in the most, you could have it 3 seconds, you could have it running aggressively, which I haven't got it on. I've got to actually, there's more. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But it says there's some ads coming up for you. Hopefully, you can skip past them. I don't understand why they put them on there, but YouTube are doing it. Got nothing to do with me. I would have put an ad on the front of it and the end of it. That's what I do with me other ones, and then they're not in the videos. But unfortunately, for this reason, this stream, when I set it up last night, you couldn't take the ads off. So if you're seeing them, it hasn't got anything to do with me. Unfortunately, that's going to happen roundabout now. So I don't know if you can still see me. The ads are going to get inserted now, which is a bit much. If you can still see us or hear us, I'll, so John Hall says, don't forget to pass your email on. Yes, John, and I'll send you the matrix list over. Yeah, we've got some stuff to get, and I'll pass me email across. Yeah, no problem. Mad Marty's movie reviews. Good morning, John. Looking well, thank you. Any Black Friday buys? I know my wallet has been hit hard. Yeah. Well, actually, I've been looking for Black Friday deals. Haven't found many. I have found one, which I got Brum Horror, great trade Instagram channel. Get over to Instagram and look for Brum Horror. You will love it. And Paul and Rage got in touch with me and says, have you seen this? So I went and bought it. And it's a bit of, as Paul said, he said, it could be a bit of a gamble. It might not be as good as you think it is, but for that price, and it's limited to 1,000 as well, we'll both got one. And I'll be unboxing that and telling you about it. If when I get it, I'll tell you what I think of it, but also how it will pertain to everybody in the future with a possible UK release. That's what I'm going to say on that one. But yeah, but I've got plenty more things. I'm looking, I'm scrutinizing, but I haven't come across anything stupendous at the minute. But I know that when I do, yeah, that wallet is going to be. I'm going to be, hi, Deborah, you all right? Yeah. Uh-huh. John says Rachel at the uni was lovely to talk to, John. Yeah, she was. She was a really nice lass. She was dead engaged, and everyone who come into the room, she would talk to them, and she was like a great host. She wasn't the one who put the thing together, but she was kind of overseeing it, or like curating it, for want of a better word. And but she did say, I mean, John will back us up on this one, that she said that the bloke who did it as a kind of professor in, well, amongst other things, in video nasties. Can you imagine that being your job? A professor in video nasties, I thought. He's my number one bloke I want to meet in the world. Amazing. Steve Charlton says, yeah, that's the one. Didn't like Driller Killer. Well, as bad. VHS copy. Yeah. It was the VH the anything until this Arrow Blu-ray, which remastered in 4K. It was really awful to watch. So it made the movie, well, pointless. But with that good remaster, it looks excellent. Uh, John Oles says, Driller Killer, great title, shame about the movie. Well, that's what I would have said, but it's not like it. You don't see much of that going on, but it's there. But it does kind of missell it in a fashion. But I did enjoy it on me recent watch. Actually, I wouldn't mind watching it again. The Value 10 says, I sadly doubt that the Abyss will be uncut as the BBFC are clamping down on the animal cruelty. So the breathable liquid scene will be cut down. Yes, I remember that. I know, crazy in it, but it is what it is. Are these things that get altered these days? And it just, I don't know. What we're talk about with our stream, just talking about things like that, couldn't we? Spectrum Kid, hello, mate. Recently got a German 3D version of Dawn of the Dead. Need the old school red green glasses. Oh yeah, them glasses. I've got a few of them. Um, Actually, what I'm going to do when I'm going to watch a few more of the ones that I've got with the glasses. My Bloody Valentine springs to mind, but I'm going to put because it used to be dead blurred, but maybe I need to put my glasses on, then put them over the top, make it a better uh, viewing experience. Doing the Dead in 3D. That'll be good. I like everything in 3D. I just haven't got 3D telly. John Hall says, Badutan says, Sam, there's a Polydor double best of CD by Goblin. That's well worth getting. And a lot of music for Argento. It has a lot of music from Argento's films. That sounds good. Good. I've been so tempted recently. Actually, I've been looking on the Black Friday sale to go for some vinyl, but it's crazy because even when you get down to like an acceptable amount, well, what they consider acceptable. Bear in mind, I used to buy brand new vinyl for about £7, which wasn't too expensive then. You know, I think a single cost about 75p. But these days, it breaks me heart actually to get like, oh, great deal, get this one for 55 quid. And you go, no, I don't think so. I've got it on CD. I know what the thing is. I've got it in a car. I've got it on MP3. I've got it in every format. But yeah, but I do like the thought of opening a vinyl. I really do. Who knows one day? John O said that VHS exhibition made me feel like a kid again. It certainly did. Cy Robson. Hi, John. Hi, Cy. You all right, mate? Henry says, St. John, do you remember the feeling, John, do you remember the feeling you got back in the early 80s when you picked up a crappy copy of the latest video nasty, knowing how difficult they were to get? Yeah. I remember when I was doing that video, when I walked down to the Woody Bay Playhouse, was that indoor market, which is completely leveled now. It's not there. And there used to be people selling stuff. You know, you used to get people selling all types of. It's like an indoor car boot sale, but you had regular people who were there, and you had people who were there selling VHS. Now, some people knew what they were selling. This was in the early 90s, around mid 90s, no, early 90s. You know, people who knew what they were selling, and you had people who hadn't got a clue. And when you got across that movie, when you thought, I'm having that, and they didn't have a clue what it was, and you had it barter with them, and you got it for a couple of quid, and you knew it was like worth a fortune. Didn't do anything with them, just kept them. Actually, I'm saying that I did sell them all in the end. I sold them to the bloke. Well, the ones I remember selling to was the fellow who owned that music shop in Whitley Bay, which is still going. Actually, it's hardly ever open. And he come in and he gave us a decent price for them. Actually, it was just over there when I sold them. It was must have been about 2,000. And he come and had a look at them and he took all this. They would be worth an absolute fortune. My God. Oh, dear me. I think I sold him the pre-cert of Dawn of the Dead as well, which, God, when I think about that one, makes me hurt, that one. It's one of the worst ones, I think. And Video Dead sold them the video of Video Dead. Oh. Steve Charlton says, Sinja and I do miss those days. Yeah, they were great. Sadly, days that you will never see. That the thing when we talk about reminiscing, it's great to reminisce, but we know that a lot of these things will never ever happen again, which is a bit of a shame. But at least we have the memories of it. And on here, you can share the memories with all the like-minded people who say, you know, do you remember that? Do you remember this? Do you remember going to a shop? Do you remember looking in a window and seeing in a car boot, or a car boot or a charity sale? You'll see that title and you think, go and you say, how much for that? And you check it out and it's all right. You know, you flip the thing back to see that the tape isn't like raggedy. So you would pick it up and you would come away and you get such a buzz out of picking these things up you knew was so hard to get. Because don't forget, in the video nasties days, a lot of these were burned. So it's not as if there was like they made 1,000 of them and 1,000 are out there. Maybe 500 of them got destroyed, maybe more than that. I think that's what happened with Beast and Heat. A lot of them got destroyed, and that's what it is. And you just think, but it's great to have that memory that we're going to all share on here. It'd be amazing if you could do that. Is it sort of imagine if you could put a show on where you could actually do that. It wouldn't work, but you know, sounds good in my head. And also, as many a 90s weekend jam packed with fine films back then, John. Yeah, I know. I used to watch loads of stuff. Remember, we used to get all the Mondo stuff. We used to get like Faces of Death, Traces of Death, Death Scenes 2. Used to put them on. And that's the time. Remember, we used to get our pizzas out. We used to sit and eat pizzas when watching Traces of Death. You know, and we're going, I can't believe what I'm seeing here, but still in my pizzas. Like, I don't think we got put off by that, but I would get put off by them these days. Ooh. So Brian says, I can't drive, so I have trouble getting to conventions, but my friends take me to HorrorCon. Take me to HorrorCon in Sheffield. I'm not sure how it will, I'm not sure how it spell it. HorrorCon. Um, these these horror conventions look great. I saw quite a few. There's been a few people went to these ones and they've done a few videos of it. I watched them. I thought this looks great. Now that one that was happening recently with the what they're called, um, Lost Boys. You know the cast of the Lost Boys. There was an interview of them in this big hangar with the Lost Boys on the sort of convention. It'd be great to sort of watch something like that to see all those people on this in one place. Actually, it was quite a good lineup, I would imagine, for the Lost Boys. It's probably all of them, if I'm honest. Brian says no ads yet. Well, I hope there's no. I put down, but you couldn't get away from it. You couldn't go on the live stream, or you couldn't set the live stream up without having these ads on. I know they changed the ad revenue at this point, and they're talking about putting more ads. I don't know what they're doing. They're talking about putting more ads in. I prefer to have the ads at the start. You see, you say why when you monetize, the good thing about it is you can tell them when you want the ads on, and I haven't got any ads in the middle of my videos because I don't think that's right, personally. But well, it spoils the video. But at the start and the end, they're there, and it's you can. It is what it is. You just have to sit through something for a minute. You don't have to watch the end ones. But these ones that you have, oh, I'll put that on there. That'll be good. I'll run my battery out. So I'm plugged in now. And but yeah, so if these ads come up, I don't know if they do. I can't help it. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, I'll talk about that thing I'm going to talk about pretty soon. Get a few more uh, comments talked about. Bumpers movies. Craig says Night of the Demon and Don't Go in the House. Absolute must see. Yeah, they are. That Night of the Demon. That was another one when I watched it for the first time. The quality of the picture was awful. Didn't really enjoy it. I kind of enjoyed it, but didn't enjoy it as much as I thought. But when I watched it on a really good copy, which the 88 one is a brilliant copy. Brilliant. Love it. I guess that's another one that gets better every time I watch it. And Don't Go in the House. What a movie that is. It's so violent the way they do them. Flamethrower scenes, how they do it with mirrors. Unbelievable. It looks 100% real. Right, says, oh, got Jim Jam movies. All right, James, how you doing, mate? He says, hi, mate. Hi, James. Brian says, I have two books by Dark Side with all the video nasties covers in it. Actually, yeah, I think I've seen that book. It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing to have them things because they are a work of art. And actually, on them walls, I'm not just saying it. It was just about as big as that wall over there, kind of in an L shape. They were covered with every single video nasty and more posters you can imagine. But they were because I was thinking, well, they were what they're called when you they're stapled to the wall. And I was like, ooh, but apparently they were all copies. So me and Nigel were saying, I wouldn't have minded them copies. Don't know what happened to them. I would imagine they would have got sold. So Bad Lieutenant says, bloody hell, John, singles for 75p. That's going back a few years. Yeah, 75 pence. I remember buying Heart of Glass, 75 pence. It was just a weird thing that stuck in your head. And when it went above a pound, everyone was kicking off. Can you imagine? John Hall says, I'll be buying Severance Suave Triple Threat next weekend. When you say Suave, are you talking about the things like Delamore, and the church and the sect, possibly? Brian, I would love to go. I would love to go on that video with Nasty's expedition. Yeah, honestly, you would have loved it. Anybody here who likes video nasties, bumpers, movies, you would have just been in heaven. It's hard to explain when everywhere you look is filled with. I mean, this bloke who owns all this stuff and more. That's why they're going to do an expert show because he hasn't shown all the stuff off. The things he's got is everything. When you think, I wish I hadn't got rid of this, I wish I hadn't got rid of that. He's got the whole lot and more. Unbelievable. And I said, do you know where this bloke lives? Jokingly. And they said, that's not something we're going to give out. And I said, I don't blame you. So Sam says, Bad Lieutenant, oh sweet, thanks for letting me know, man. Yeah, I'm really impressed by Goblin's music for Argento's Deep Red score in particular. I love Deep Red score. Now, what I did get was on the one of the Blu-rays special editions with for Arrow that had the soundtrack on there. It was amazing. Now, I do think that these days, what they should do is when they bring these new versions out, they should put the soundtracks in them to make them a little bit different to the old ones because they're a bit too similar. But it is what it is. I mean, but that would be really good to get these that comes the soundtrack would top these things off, and it would be they are worth the money, but they'll be well worth the money. Si Robson says I watched When Evil Lurks last night. It's a decent horror film from Argentina. Have you seen it? If not, I highly recommend it. No, haven't even heard of it, but I'll keep it on my list. I've got a bit of a paper here, so I'll write that down. When Evil Lurks. So it's good to get some recommendations, especially on horror films, because sometimes horror films, especially new ones, just don't seem to do it for me. Janelle says he's got those video nasty books as well. Brian, because yeah, I'm sure that's the one. That's where I've seen them. Craig says, this movie says, yeah, the seven slate for the Black Friday is insane. Got some bangers there. I might take a look at that. I'm looking for somewhere to spend my money that I've got, and that would be a great place to start. I just want to get some good sort of like special editions. Vinegar Syndrome would be one of the ones I would want to get, but I would probably get for the amount of money you're paying Vinegar Syndrome, you'd probably be able to get 5 or 6 more in other places, unfortunately. I love Vinegar Syndrome, but they're just so expensive. They're just cleaned out. I would love to one year, I would start off a Vinegar Syndrome yearly, getting everything off them. That would be amazing, but it's quite expensive. Sam said, John, what's your anticipated film? Have you got an anticipated new release? You've got a pre-order or looking to pick up? Actually, I don't think I've got much in the in at this moment. There's not any. I don't have anything on pre-orders. I hardly ever pre-order anything, if I'm honest. Only if it's something really good from Arrow, I believe. Don't forget to go to Brum Horror's Instagram page, click on his link, and you get your 10% off everything apart from pre-orders. Funny enough, but it's great to get that in the sale. When I got the code off Paul, I put it in my sale on every item you get in every sale, so it takes you 10% off everything, every separate item I got. So that's brilliant. So do get that and save yourself a couple of quid. And Paul's more than willing to share it with everybody as well, which is great. John O says, I just wish 7 weren't so expensive. Yes. I think a lot of these ones for the UK are expensive. Unfortunately, you just think, why? But then again, they might think about the same thing as about the Arrow stuff, maybe. Brian says, I've always had a love for horror films. Yeah, me too. It's the thing that I was more excited as the most. I used to like action films, things with dinosaurs in. Sorry, excuse me. And a lot of things, comedies and, James Bond, all that type of thing. But the horror films were the ones that used to get us. That's the ones that used to get your blood flowing much more than anything else. Bummers Movie says $275 for all 9 without postage, or $500 with a snow globe. Yeah. Wow. It's you couldn't do this. It's a rich man's game, isn't it? If you want to get everything. Value 10 says it'll be a lot easier nowadays to complete the 154 title video nasties list, I imagine. Though there's a couple of films such as GBH that's still hard to get a hold of. Yeah, that's just been, or has it? It's just been released by somebody, maybe Severin or Vinegar Syndrome. They're going to release that one. I don't know how they're going to release it. Well, it's going to come off a videotape. It's not going to look good, but The fact is, but you can see on YouTube, actually, Superstition, I think. No, I've got the baby. I was watching the baby, and the baby was on um, YouTube, the Arrow video one, which is what a film that is. I've got to finish the end of it off though. Sam says, I have Nige to thank for recommending me Night of the Demon, mate. Very cool little film. You need to check out Don't Go in the House. That's a what that's been getting around of late. Great film. Got Chickster 777. Good morning, John. Good morning, Chickster. How are you doing? I'm going to get up to an hour, and then I'm going to talk about this thing I've got in my mind about what I plan to do. And see, I'm going to run past you, everyone in here, and see what you think of it. Give us your. And this is why it's a good this setup here where you can set up to have only subscribers talking to you in the comments, shall I say? It's so I can get your opinions because it's going to not affect your subscribers at all. But I'll be interested to see what you think about this, just in general. I just want to pick your brains about something, which I'll talk about when it hits an hour mark on there. So, Bad Lieutenant, my first bought record, I think, was Video Killed the Radio Star by Buggles. What a song that is. Have you heard it by Presidents of the United States of America? Just a great song. Yeah, I used to play that down the road. There's what's it called? The ice rink. I used to go to the ice rink and used to play it there all the time. And down in Spanish City was played all the time. Great song. And I never bought it, weirdly enough. So Paul, 2112. Hi John, all right, mate? I'm all right, mate. You all right, Paul? Brian, I will be able to watch this live stream on YouTube later so I can watch the part I missed later. Yeah, no problem. It's always going to be there, on catch up. That's a good thing about these. It's not like you watch them live and then they're done. They're always around on. Another thing, like I say, with this one is to get myself a bit back on track with making regular videos. I've got loads. I've got an unboxing from Movie World, Jordan, great channel. I've got an unboxing that I've just got from Brum Horror. What a box! The stuff's over there. Couldn't believe it. You not believe what's in that box. Got some great stuff from Michael Hewitt. Now, Michael Hewitt's stuff is upstairs. I'm going to box that later on today. So that's the video I'm going to make. I'm going to go through. I've got all my notes ready for the next section one, video nasties, the price thing when I talk about how much something costs at this moment. So I've got all them done. And also as well, actually, I was nominated by TV Nash. Now, this is the thing that I'm so like apologetic for missing this. I'll explain a bit more. He nominated me for this, the non-horror YouTuber of the month for the month of November, and I won it. It was amazing. So I got in touch with Nash, and I did tell him about this is why I haven't been able to do it. I wanted to get this video together to pass on. You've got to nominate 4 people, 4 channels to say this is who I nominate to be up for horror YouTuber of what it would be December, and then they would get the thing to pass on. Now I've left it quite late. Now what I'm going to try and do on this week, because Deborah's off as well, I want Deborah to be there to do this thing. I don't think I'll do a live one, but I might do it live. I'm not too sure. I thought what I've done is I went through to my subscription lists on the people who I'm subscribed to. And you've got to fit a certain criteria to narrow it down. You've got to have under 1,000 subs, and also I'm going to have you've got to have released videos in the last month, like at least 3 videos, and I've got everybody in there. I've got a list of 42 people. I'm going to put all them names into a hat, and when I pull them out the hat, obviously if I pull out the name of a channel, I can say, right, and hopefully that channel, whoever I pick out, go and check these channels out, because these are the channels that I watch. I don't comment on them all the time, because sometimes I haven't got time to comment. I've got time to answer my own comments, never mind comment. That's a different story. But it'll be a little bit of a So if you don't get to be the top, because I can't pick the top four, the top four is going to be so hard to pick. It's going to be really like, because I could pick the whole lot. I could say this is the 44. Go and get them. Go and subscribe there. Go and look at their channels and get your thing up. But it's got to be down to four. So what I will do is I'll pull them out the hat. The last four will be the people that I talk about and say they're the nominations and go with that. So yeah, so that's going to happen. And I hope that's going to happen next week. But unfortunately, when that happens, it's going to be, you haven't got much time to get your votes in, unfortunately. I do apologize for that because I had my list, I've got my list. I got it at the start of the month. I just haven't had well, Deborah's never been off. So I haven't had the time to get her and amongst that. And I said to her the other day, I said, you've got to do that. Talking about Star Trek as well. She went, well, she's humming and hawing. I said, no, you said yes. We're not in this hum and hawing business. So I said, make sure you're going to do that. So I'll have to put her armor back for that one. But I think that'll be a good video because I don't know how she's going to go with that, to which one she's going to have top. I think I know the one she's going to have top. But we had such a good time with them Star Trek movies, we really did. Yeah. Anyway, so that's non-horror YouTuber of the month is going to happen. And I'm going to pass on that today. I've got to thank TV Nash. Obviously, get across this. I'll leave a link to his channel in that video. Get across to his channel. He's a great lad. And he's from, I'm going to say, is he from Nashville? I'm not too sure. Just with the Nash. He's definitely American. And he's got a love for a really, like spaghetti westerns, giallo. Massive fan of them two things. He knows a lot about their movies as well. And yeah, he needs to have a lot more people checking this stuff out. That's for me. And I can't thank him enough for putting me forward. And everyone who voted for me, it was, wow, just to think. It's just a shame it happened at that particular point in time. It was a bit of an awkward time to do anything, as you know. But yeah, hopefully that's going to pass. Sam says, John, you will be pleased to know I booked to see Pixies at the Peace Hall in Halifax in August next year. Really pumped for that. I saw Teenage Fan Club at the Sage last Thursday and they were great. Yeah, Teenage Fan Club, not a bad band then. Or the Scottish, I'm not too sure. Pixies, we saw them a couple of years ago. Just absolutely amazing. To see, I mean, you know, when you get these things when you think, I'm actually seeing this person or this group in front of us. And when you see the Pixies, I mean, the Pixies are just, when you see them in front of you just playing, and the main thing about the Pixies is they haven't got a set list. And they just, when they're going through it, they kind of must nod to each other. I don't know how they know what they're going to play, but they might just say, I'll play such and such next and just go through it that way. And we didn't know because we hadn't heard the new album at that time, which was not the new one now, the one before that. Beneath the Eerie, I think it's called. They played the whole album. And I was thinking, so there's loads of songs here I've never heard before, but we hadn't heard the album. We heard it about the next week. I would really like to have heard the album before I saw them live, and then I could have appreciated their great songs on that album. It's a brilliant album, that one. The new one's good as well. Doggerel, I think it's called. Got that as well. Spectrum Kid. Do love the old horror anthologies. Yeah, they're absolutely brilliant. Favorites from Beyond the Grave, Dead of Night, and Three Cases of Murder. I haven't heard of Three Cases of Murder, but the other two, brilliant. I love a good anthology. I think a really clever way to have these, it does say there's an ad coming up here. I know I'm talking about this, but so that looks like they're coming every half an hour. So you probably only get, you won't get, I'm only on for 2 hours, you only get 4 ads. Yeah. A bit unfortunate, but there you go. But it ends question. What is the connection between the Argentian film and the section? What was the connection between an Argentinian film and a Section 1 video nasty? I don't know. I'm trying to think of Argento movies. Maybe something that he's done or he's. I don't know. I don't really know. That's a hard one unless I have the whole listing, which is probably I've got a load of paperwork here. it'll be in that pile somewhere, but it's a monstrous pile. Actually, I've got, look at this, right? I don't know if I've shown you this before, but you know when you get things like this? Remember that? Martin Comics. The Omen. He used to be, you know, I was going to say on a video, I don't know if I said this before, I might have done. And you say to yourself, if you frame this, if you're a fan of the Omen, particularly, or the ominous here, frame this one. I'm really wanting to get the Clockwork Orange one, but that's not. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know why I said that, but yeah. Right. So it's hitting an hour. So I'll have a. So I've got Play Tendo guy Pete. All right, Pete. Nice to see you, mate. Great channel. Get over there. Great live streams. Great guy. A Lieutenant Play Tendo Pete. Can't say. Undead Sick 83. Good morning, John. Good day. Undead Sick. And Paul says, "Hi John, looking forward to the 4K release of Witchfinder General." Yes, I was just looking at my Blu-ray today, and I remember my Blu-ray looking a little bit, in my mind, sketchy. So I'll wait till I will be getting Count Dracula, definitely, because that's in the Italian classics, Italian uh, collection. And what's the other one? Yes, Blood and Saint's Claw. Yeah, I've got that. I've got a good Blu-ray of that, so I have to see what them two are like in quality before I jump. But I'm guessing they're probably going to be good. And it's great to see 88 going in that direction. I think they should do more of them. If they take off, they will do, which is great. Right. So I'll talk about this thing that I've got. This thing I've got in my mind. And it'd be great to hear what your thoughts are on this, if you think it's a good thing or not. And I don't know if this is gonna it not happen until next year. So I was thinking about putting a thing on. It's called memberships, right? Now, you can get these things called Patreon and buy me a cup of coffee and all that. It's nothing like that. It's going to be, in my mind, this membership is going to be £2 for a month. But what we're gonna want to do in the two for your £2, hopefully it's gonna be more than worth it for your £2. I don't like to take money off, but you can't do it without taking money off. What the idea behind it is, and you will get you will get things back. You know, you'll get things sent to you. And I'll probably have things where I'm giving things away, so you'll get a chance to get, you know, a movie. So it's not going to be. I mean, you can set it much higher, but I didn't want to do that. But what I want to do is create maybe like a separate group of people. And say, for instance, if you haven't got a channel, you're thinking of doing a channel. If you just went under this membership thing, which we'll keep separate, I'll not be showing any of them on YouTube. You could do things like live streams. I would like to think that you could do with people that you're talking to on here who are just in the comments. Maybe you're thinking about doing a live stream, or they want to talk to you, or they want to talk to me and another YouTuber, for instance. But it's all off YouTube. You know, if you're maybe somebody who you're nervous about going on YouTube, you just want to dip your feet in the water, or you want to talk to me, somebody else, some other guests, completely off YouTube. There'll be nobody on it that will be adding any ridiculous comments if they come like that. So you've got no fear. And so that's one of the things I'm thinking about. Would you like to have a way to get in touch with me and other channels in this format, where you could just be knowing full well the only other people that would see those videos would be like myself, the people coming on here, and also the people who are in this group, you know. Like, and there's things I want to do about putting things on that maybe are copyrighted a bit. They'll not be monetized at all. These videos, it's not for money. So it would be, how to put it. So say I want to do stuff with music, I could actually put someone on with music, and maybe that will get through by doing it that way to other people. I don't know if that would work. It might be a way of kind of bending the rules a bit. YouTube might pick up on it and stop them. I don't know. I don't know too much about it, but what I will know is that my thoughts are to do more. And if you're in this group, you could say to me, I would love to see a video on something, and I would say, right, I'll do that'll be a video in there amongst all of us, and you can it'd be tailored to that person. It'll be for them if they wanted to do that, and that person can see it like a sort of like a personalized video to somebody personally. So, is that a good idea? Is that something that anybody? I'm not wanting it. You could make it less. You could make it £1 to join, but I don't really want. I want to keep out. I'm going to say, people who are joining for the wrong reasons. I want this to be like-minded people, people that I trust, people that are just going to come in here, get the most out of it, and I will give as much out of it as I can. Maybe do a few live. If I'm meeting somebody, maybe like Sam Glendinning, for instance, and we're out and about, I'll go live. I think I'd say these are things. I don't know if you can do this. I can go live on that and give that to the membership community, and you can have a one-on-one there when we're just out and about. It's all in the air. It's just something I thought about the other day. I've kind of half set it up, and so thoughts on that would be great. And it's hopefully it'll be a place, if it ever works, it will be a place where you can come if you're interested in YouTube or want to set that up. So either interested in YouTube, want to get some one-to-one, just even as one person, you can talk to that one person. You can get exclusive, not like access to me. That sounds a bit wrong, but it's going to be a way you can kind of just ask us anything you want. And it's not on YouTube. It's not as if you're going to, maybe some of the stuff, because it's not monetized, maybe some of the stuff might be a little bit edgy, and it'll not be see the thing is with this these videos can be seen by my family, so I'm swearing my head off. Not that really going to be swearing my head off on the other ones, but I might do. It might be a thing where you can just let yourself go a bit, not be too over the top, but just because it's not going to be seen by anybody apart from like-minded people. Anyway, that's just a thought I had about that, and it's something I didn't really want to make a video about because I didn't know how to like talk about it, because I didn't want it to come across like anything other than it is. Something that somebody who would like to do something like that, if you have the thought you would like to do that for like the cheapest I can get it, and you'll get things sent back to you. You'll definitely get, if you join, you'll get like a few things. You get stickers and stuff like that. I've got stickers that I've got. Over here. If I can get my hand on one, it's not much, but you'll get a sticker, and they're all signed and numbered. So if you ever want that, every time I send anything out to somebody, I always put the stickers in there. It's not a huge thing. There'll be other things on there. You might get, you might win things that I've got. I don't know if anybody wants to win anything I've got, but if I've got something you might want to have, and I don't know, it's things like that. But anyway, I'm going to leave that one there. I'm going to get back to the comments here, but just it might be something that's. I mean, obviously, that there's other YouTubers in here. It wouldn't be a thing that YouTubers would want to do. They can speak to me anytime, but it might be a thing where other people can speak to me at a certain time, designated like times, and it would be beneficial for somebody in the future. Mainly if you just want to start a channel, because some people say I'm thinking about starting a channel, but you might not have that initial start. You can't ask the questions before you go on. You maybe ask me, somebody else, straight away, what's the best way, what's the do's and don'ts, and wouldn't be so open as well about it, because you've got to be careful with YouTube, or you'll get them stupid robots taking an interest in your channel. If you want to go that way, if you want to be not flying under the radar, but you don't want to be like somebody who's looked at for that reason. I'm waffling now anyway. I'll go back to the comments. But thanks for listening to me on that one. Sam says, Playtendo guy, when's your next Blu-ray haul video, Pete? Bad Lieutenant says at Spectrum, love them, have them have three of them in my collection. Asylum. Oh yeah, that's a great one. Tales from the Crypt and Vault of Horror. Yeah, them two are probably the best ones. Yeah, what's the other one that I like? When the Screaming Starts. Is that a one? Has that got different movies? Or Scream Again? Doctor Terror's House of Horrors. What a movie! It's so PG. It's unreal. There's nothing in it, but it's got creepy bits in it. You really used to creep me out. Um, so Nintendo guy says hopefully soon, Sam. Glenn Tipton. All right, Glenn. Hi, John. Glad I thought the Spanish version of Piggy was a good watch. Picked up the old kung fu movie in the wild yesterday. Zombie Rivals. Never heard of that one. In fact, I might have heard of it, but not heard of it under that title. Piggy. Yeah, I keep hearing about that one, but I don't think I've seen it. But yeah, it sounds different. I keep getting it mixed up with Gummo, Gummo, which I think I've seen, which is yeah. Gary North, morning everyone, morning Gary. Sam says, Nintendo guy, excellent stuff, Pete. Been enjoying seeing what you've been getting from Imprint. Yeah, actually, the mug that I overflowed with me coffee was from Imprint, an Imprint cup. I was thinking, oh, I'll get an Imprint one, but mustn't like being a microwave. Pete says, Nintendo guy, John, have you seen Who Can Kill a Child? It's from the director of House That Screamed, and it feels like a mixed of Village of Damned, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Great film. No, but I've heard of it. I like the premise of them too because I like their movies. I think they're great. But yeah, that sounds intriguing. No, I haven't. I will put that down in my scribble. I hope Deborah doesn't read this list here. She must think I'm a serial killer or something. She says I'm a serial killer all the time. Paul says, Paul 2112. Great Chuck Norris classic coming soon to buy. Silent Rage, more like a slasher film. Actually, I watched Invasion USA the other day. What a movie that was. So that makes me think I need some more Chuck Norris in my collection. I think I'll definitely check that out. Brian says, I'm enjoying the live stream. Well, thanks, Brian. It's funny when you haven't done a live stream for quite a while. I always get nervous before a live stream. And I never thought about it until I got quite close to the stream. I thought, I haven't done one for a while. And you kind of think, have you lost it? Have you? It's strange. It's a strange feeling to do one. You do. I don't care who you are. I think you get nervous all the time. But thanks very much for saying that. Sam says, that sounds classmate. I'm really enjoying The House That Screamed. Fantastic little film on Arrow video. Yeah, I'm sure. I remember you got that. I don't think I've got that one. I don't. No, I've got that one. There's that many films. The House. Actually, I should do a video of how many House videos I've got. Movies. It'll be a lot of films. Those actually. Speaking of which, from Brum Horror. I'll do you a little bit of a. Try and get there. I'll do you a little bit of a things in what was sent to us. If you're going looking for the Instagram page for Brum Horror, that's it there. That's what it says on there. It's a badge there. Speaking of badges, Paul and Rach sent me this one as well. Nice. I'm going to put that up. I'm going to put it on. Why not? I don't think I put a badge on for about 50 years. Doesn't feel that way anyway. Look at that, eh? That's what it's all about. Film. And that's how you spell it as well. Pete's had a good comment here. Those standard Bruce Lee 4Ks are out now, and I want to get them. They look really nice. To be honest, I'm not going to get them yet, but I'm definitely going to get them. They look so nice. I was so surprised that they came out in that fashion. I'm also so surprised as well that they put on some of the things I would have thought they would have kept exclusive to the box set, which is just sitting there. And they're so, I mean, that box set is phenomenal. I love it. I love everything about it. And I have got them recent Blu-rays. I went and bought them all again with the rank covers on them, which I love. And I won't buy them full price, but when they come down in sales, hopefully with the slips on, because I do think they'll be one of the ones you can get in the future, you know, for about 10 or 9 quid down the line. I will definitely get some of them because I just think they're so good. I'll probably actually just keep them wrapped, which sounds a little bit bad. No, I'll open them up. Yeah, I've got to, but just can't get enough of them. It's the artwork, really. The artwork is that nice, but I do say, Pete, that they're so good. Get them. Don't even think about it. But I do think that they're going to come down in price quite soon, possibly. Frags Gaming. All right, Frags Gaming. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Our lieutenant accidentally, by a Tendo guy, accidentally got roped into Video Nasties list as it shared the title with the film already on its Island of Death by Nico Masterakis. Great. And Pete says Pope's Exorcist was actually pretty good. It's over the top and silly, but very entertaining. Russell Crowe's Italian accent is back and funny as ever. His accent in that Thor movie, honestly, what a laugh it was. Yeah, it's not something that appeals to us, but I might watch it for a laugh if it's that way. Value 10 says, Nintendo guy, well worth getting, Pete. I managed to get the box set and it was incredible. Yeah, the box set, I mean, it's sitting there looking at me now. I just, well, that's another thing because, well, I mean, I've got these things lined up for Deborah because we're going to go out. See, Deborah's birthday is in December the 22nd. And she always says, quite rightly, she may as well not have a birthday because you never gets, you know, days out and all this because you can't get anywhere. You know, it's time off at work. So I said to her, well, why don't you share a birthday with me? So me and her are going to go off and do a double birthday, even though my birthday is not her birthday. And we're going to do that. So that's how we're going to celebrate that one. So we're going to do that. We've got maybe watch a couple of films. So the Bruce Lee set's been waiting for ages for me to start off with her. Now I was going to do it the other week and watch the whole lot and then come back and watch them with Deborah separately. But I'm feeling that we can start with the Big Boss. It'll be the first thing we're going to watch. What I'll do with a bit of this Bruce Lee set, which I've talked about, I'll go with Bruce. She's watched them all recently, about last year, I would say. But I will go, Big Boss, Fist of Fury, Way of the Dragon, Enter the Dragon, Game of Death. Now, this is the one I really wanted to be, because she's watched them all, but she hasn't watched Game of Death. I'm going to go Game of Death 2, which I think she'll get into because it's so bad, but it's great. And then I'm going to go back and say, look, watch Game of Death, but watch the final Game of Death if she can get through it because it's so long. Probably have to watch it in 3 goes. That's what I want to do with that. But if I started off with, say, Game of Death 2, she would say, don't like it. Start off with Game of Death, she would say, I'm not into this. So she's got to go the right way. So yeah, so that's why that one there, keep talking about it, but it's still awaiting its sort of premiere with me and the Debs. Because I watched bits and pieces of it, but it's just looking at us all the time. I keep saying, but we just never had the time to watch. We haven't watched many films together at all. But yeah, so Peter, if you honestly, this is out unbelievable. But then the ones that you're talking about, them 4Ks, are kind of like the next best thing, without a shadow of a doubt. Oh man, honestly, is that going to be my best thing I bought this year? Probably. Glenn Tipton. Another good old Chuck Norris movie is Force of One. Now, I've seen these. I've seen all of the Chuck Norris films gone to on the VHS, and I can't remember any of them, if I'm honest. Good Guys Wear Black, all that type of thing. But after watching, I mean, Invasion USA, honestly, the way you went on that, that movie is insane. If you get the chance to see it, I know it's out of print in a minute, but when you get this, they just destroyed this whole city because it was getting demolished anyway. So they just went and blew it all up. So the effects are so crazy because it's like, you think, wow. If you didn't know that, you think, how come they got such a big budget for this? But Chuck Norris, the way he plays that movie, he's like walking around like the Terminator. He's either a cross between the Terminator and Michael Myers. He just walks in a straight line, says one word or one little quip. But it's brilliant. So I hope the other ones are like that. Charlie Bronson, morning, John. Morning, Charlie. Paul 2112. John, do you remember when you used to watch the video nasties on 5th to 10 generation copies and you couldn't see anything? But yeah, got plenty of them. Now, what I would like to do is sometime, I don't know if I can ever do this. I've still got the tapes of them, and I would show you the quality of what they were like. And I would do maybe some little clips here and there where I'm putting them on my telly. I would imagine seeing them on that telly in there, the big 55-inch one. I'll have to get a lead so I can put the SCART to the HDMI cable. All right, I've got 3 video recorders in there, video players, shall I say. It'd be nice to put some of them on and say, this is Driller Killer. This is how I used to watch it. So I think the ones that I've got still on VHS with 5th generation copies is Face of the Dead, House by the Cemetery, Zombie Flesh Eaters, Clockwork Orange. You should see that Clockwork Orange I've got. It's just going all the way through. The colours flash. Remember the colours when it used to, the video machines couldn't handle red. It just used to do that all the time, especially when you copied it. It would go even worse. So you had these things that were just like strobe lights when you're watching it. Yeah, I might do that one day. Charlie Bronson says, off to watch the Marvels at the cinema later today with a girlfriend. Now, the Marvels is an interesting movie because we like the Marvel Universe. We don't see that many in the cinema. I wouldn't see the Marvels at the cinema, although I saw the first movie with, what was it called again? You know, with, I can't think of the name. Well, Captain Marvel, whatever it is, that, that's blanking, age. So this, we enjoyed it. It was pretty good. We didn't watch the second one. There was a second one, isn't there? Yeah, but we've got it on 4K. Miss Marvel. No, not Miss Marvel, man. Yeah. But yeah, hopefully it's good. It's meant to have some good effects in it, I've heard. Excuse me. So Pete says, I did get Way of the Dragon, but I still need to get the other 3. Yeah, go and get them. It's the great releases. And you pretty much got everything that Bruce Lee. I think has it even got Game of Death 2 in it? I know I keep going about Game of Death 2, but I really like that movie. And it doesn't look like they've kept anything apart from the gubbins in there. They haven't kept anything back for that box set, which I'm really surprised about. Oh, Undead Sick 83 says, got my ticket for Godzilla -1. Well, that just came on me thing, and I said, what's this? And we haven't watched the Godzilla one before that. What was it called again? Can't remember. It's upstairs. We're going to watch it, but we've got a few of the Japanese ones from the second. I've got watched all the Heisei ones. It's the ones that were after that, the Millennium stuff. We're going to watch all them. Keep saying about that. We're going to do it, and but we're going to definitely see that because it's in the cinema. Can you believe it? But it'd be great to see. It looks really good, actually. Really old school Godzilla thing from Japan, because I think did they say that we could have the rights and the sort of like the rest of the world to do Godzilla for a bit, and then they were going to go back to it? I think that's them going back to it. Paul says yes. Force One is a good Chuck Norris movie, classic, and the Octagon. Yes, the Octagon. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into some of his movies. Plus, I think are there still 2 for 15 in HMV? Might be. Sam says, yeah, Pixies have known to do 39 songs in 2 hours. As you would say, John, wow. Wow, indeed. The one for 2 hours, 2 hours plus, when we saw them, played everything, every single thing. Plus, they played the full album, the new album, the full, which they might do with this new album, the latest one, should I say, which is it's a great album. Actually, they haven't done a bad one. Um, Harry North says, "Are you excited about the 88 films announcements coming next year?" Yes, they look good. I'm liking the fact of what they're going to go into with 4K. The ones that you're not really seeing, like, because it's great to get these ones that are like brought back to life with a new 4K transfer, but I want to get some new stuff, which is all new stuff to them. So yeah, I'm all about that one. More of that, please. Our lieutenant says, would like to see a decent release of Breaker Breaker one day. Now, Breaker Breaker, is that Chuck Norris or just that would be was it CB radio when that came out? Everyone was going nuts for it. Remember, my dad had one, and he had his handle was White Hunter. Now he called himself White Hunter because he had a Hillman Hunter, which was White Hunter, and he used to have because you used to have to put the CB radios, you had to earth them to some metal, I believe, and he had a car wheel in the house with this earthed to this CB radio. He used to speak on there a lot, and I thought it was a load of rubbish, but never mind. And I'd sick 83. Have you seen The Creator yet, John? I personally give it 7.5 out of 10. No, I haven't, but I really want to see that. I think Daria would like that one as well. So that's on my list, on our list, definitely. Brian said I've ordered the Todd Slaughter movie box set from Amazon. That looks really nice. Todd Slaughter is somebody who should get more. People should know more about Todd Slaughter. He was such a strange person back in the day to do this kind of like a sort of side angle on horror that nobody really talks about at all. And he's right up there with the Universal monsters. Or is he like a British version of the Universal monsters? I'm thinking I haven't seen the Todd Slaughter movie for ages, but when I see them, you can kind of tell. And he's got some really good movies out there. And I remember they used to be on the telly all the day, and you see this name coming up all the time, Todd Slaughter, and you thought, what a name. Paul says, yes, Breaker Breaker, not seen it since VHS days. Brian says, Tenebrae. Glenn Tipton, what's the best band you've ever seen? I was supposed to see Sonic Youth, and the dates mixed up. Got the dates mixed up and ended up seeing Pantera by accident in the 90s. Not my thing, but they were brilliant. Oh, Pantera were, I mean, I know they're going now with Dimebag Darrell and his brother and the drums. I would love to see Pantera. The best band I've ever seen, technically, is the way they could play their instruments was Level 42. They were phenomenal. There's a new advert coming up. Has anyone seen any of these adverts? Hopefully not. It's got a thing here that says skip ads. So if I press that, will it work? Yeah, it went off. Ad skipped. There you go. That's what I'll do the next time. So yes, actually, weirdly enough, look at this. I just saw this today. It's going in the frame. That's when I went to see the Ruttles in 2019 with the Clooney. Unfortunately, we lost Neil Innes very soon after that. I think it was at the end of that year or the end of the next year. Unbelievable. But I met the whole band. Obviously, Barry won, is the only one left from the original roles, and all these other blokes who are so. One of them was a fella here was American. I was like, wow, I didn't expect you to be American. But so this bloke here looks dead young. When you saw him up close, he was really old. Not through us there, not that old, not. So I got it signed by the whole band, and they were amazing. And Neil Innes, I've talked to him. I talked to him twice, and he was just such a. He was interested. He said, "I like that T-shirt." You know what I mean? I'm going. That's the one I had. The one from Dawn of the Dead. It's got the circle and of the TV series, TV station when they're flying the helicopter. He didn't know what it was, but he said that's very ominous. I said, "It's from Dawn of the Dead." He went, "Oh, brilliant." So yeah, I would say the roles as well. I love the roles. They were so good, so funny, so really talented. Neil Innes was just one of the best people I've ever spoken to in a band. Misfits were great. Most of the times I saw them, certain lineups were better than other lineups. And of course, ABBA, seeing ABBA as which sounds crazy, but when you see it, you will know what a technical marvel that is. I think, actually, I was thinking about this. The only other band I reckon who would do that would be the Beatles. Imagine seeing the Beatles in this avatar form. You would think it would be coming because they could do it. If they can do it with ABBA, I know ABBA's still alive and they could kind of be themselves and just get this computerized thing done. We're making them look actually solid on the stage. I just can't explain it. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. It was unreal. So the most wow factor was ABBA. I mean, seeing Blondie as well, seeing Debbie Harry stand in front of you, I just think, I just can't believe this. I've got loads of bands that I've seen that I've just thought were amazing. But if I had to go for the best ever wow factor in musicianship, it was Level 42. Big fan of Level 42. Just amazing. I like 80s music that's really overproduced, which is nuts. I want to talk a lot more about movies, music, and production and stuff like that. Maybe on this membership thing, but it'll not happen until next year. That's if it does happen at all. It was just I want to put out there and just see what I thought. But Sonic Youth, I'd love to go and see Sonic Youth. I think they're a great band. And Pantera, wow. By the time the film Snuff an Argentinian Charlie Manson inspires film for the main part of the film, and I did the four Snuff film ending. Yeah, what a movie that is! It's like I don't know how anyone thought that was real. You can just tell that the people that are at the end getting, whatever happens to them, it's not even the same actors, and you just think, come on. I think it was just a reputation it had, but I wouldn't want to see a real one. But it's great that movie exists as a sort of real. I can't believe that happened movie. By 10, Paul have a very poor DVD copy of it from budget label. And that's about it. Paul said, yes, Barbie Tenant. I had it on DVD with a VHS rip. I think we might be talking about maybe Driller Killer. Glenn Tipton says, I think membership is always a great option. St. John says, that sounds like a great idea. Sam says, that sounds like a good idea. John sounds grand. Cy Robson says, that sounds like a good idea to me. Brian, I would like that membership thing. Sounds good. Dawn of Discoholic. All right, mate. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea, John. So getting back to that I will look into this to make sure, because all I'm talking about is that I would love this to happen. I don't even know if I can do this. When I do a membership thing, can I use StreamYard on membership? I just don't know. You see, with this one, I can do this one-to-one with John Hall sitting here, he'd be on the tone, but I can't invite anybody else onto the stream because it's one of those ones where you've just got to go one-on-one. And I like them. I think they're great. I think it's a great one. You can just talk to everybody in here. You're not really getting off on a tangent. Well, you do sometimes, but you don't really go off too much, and you can get probably everybody acknowledged, which I do like doing. sometimes on the other streams, it's hard to do that. Otherwise, they'll be like far too long. The next live streams, well, the video masters will always be 3 hours. I'll never do one more than 3 hours at the moment. I'm thinking that that's my level at the minute, even though I've done nearly 9 hour stream with Leon talks films. So that's good. And I think he's put a thing on to see he's going to actually talk to Francesco Simeone from Arrow Video, now Radiance Films, going to do an interview with him. I mean, how good is that? It's amazing that. It's just amazing how you see if you think about getting into these. And I've had a few offers to talk to some people. It's never really come off, unfortunately. But it'd be great to talk to some kind of heroes on here. You know, I've talked to Daisuke Beppu, who is to me is just a legend, and to actually talk to him on here. So you never know if you're starting a YouTube channel off, you might be able to talk in the future to talk to someone that you were literally idolizing to a certain extent, and you can just do a one-to-one. And actually, when you talk to people who you do idolize, you realize they're just normal people, just just having a crap on. I'm just going to quickly go to the toilet if you don't mind, because that's me coffee coming through. Be back in 2 seconds. Right. Well, Lieutenant Paul, I think it was a missing in action who did mine, who looked like they did VHS rips on the DVD. Yeah, I remember that. I've got to have a bad copy of Jackie Chan's Rumble in Hong Kong. Wow. Paul says, good idea. And Spectrum Kids says, I mean, if you've got any ideas for this, how about recommending movies for a group discussion? Yeah, I mean, anything you would like to see. Sometimes when you think about videos, you've got like the things you've got in your mind, but you don't do things that some people would love to see, but because you don't know about them. But if things like that, if you had a thing that you'd say, look, try this out. And the good thing about that, if you get like a group together, you can all be in the group and have a discussion. You know, sometimes if you get like a live stream and you maybe want to put your point across, it doesn't get across there. You don't get it kind of answered. In this one, you will get everything answered because there wouldn't be any, there would be no comments really. It would be people talking to each other. And yeah, so I'm interested to see how hopefully that would work. I've said all these things, and what happens if they don't work? You can't do that. If it can't do it, it wouldn't happen. But I would like to think that you could do the things I've talked about. But anything that anybody would want to do, see that nothing's off limits. Well, to a certain extent. Paul says, yes, Lad Lieutenant, Missing in Action DVDs were mainly VHS rips. They had some good titles. Yeah, it was kind of like an early sort of the next level of the bootlegger, wasn't it? Sam says, sounds great plan. Sounds great plan in the pipeline, this, John. Have a great Sunday, mates. Off the prep for Sunday dinner. Yeah, like a Sunday dinner, Sam. I know that's not much. Look forward to our music discussion live stream, hopefully in the new year. Well, these shifts are better now, so I think that it's going to be easier to do these things. I wanted to do this one now just to get myself back in the sort of live stream mode, and hopefully maybe it might be one next week. I'm not too sure, but it's with we're both being off, me and Deborah, we might have I can't boot myself in for loads of stuff, and Deborah might say, well, we could do this, we could do that. I know this stuff's going to come down this scaffolding, so that's something that's going to happen. I can't wait. I can see the roof, but I can't really see it because it's kind of blocked off a little bit. So I'll put some pictures on sometime of the roof if anybody's interested in the roof. Yeah. Glenn Tipton says might be good to start a trading forum as well. Well, if that's the thing that you can do on there, maybe talking about. But Valentine says good idea, but it could easily fall into legal problems. I would, yeah, maybe it would be. I don't know. Maybe if you can say I've got this movie, and someone can say, well, I'll swap that, and you just basically do that. Yeah, I wouldn't want to get into any kind of legal things by I don't know. Yeah, that is a bit of a point. You've got to remember that YouTube is a little bit funny with things, and it doesn't like anything. Obviously, in the comments as well. If you start putting things there in the comments, which we wouldn't be doing in comments, you'd be just talking. I don't know how much it takes notice of things when you do it on a membership, because really, it's not getting paid for it. It's not going anywhere. So I'm hoping they're going to ignore it. That's me thought. That's that is a point. Yes, well made by the 10. Paul says there was a DVD label called 23rd Century. They had a lot of films. Yes, they had a lot of films totally uncut. They had a BBFC 18 on sleeve, but I don't think any of them went near the BBFC. Yeah, 23rd Century. Did they do Bloodsucking Freaks? And they had a really bad logo. It was actually looked like someone just drawn a bit of paper. It was. Um, Glenn says you're right there. There's a lot of complexities with trading, but once you've got it going, you can work, especially when you get traders rated. Yeah, I don't know we got into the trading thing, but I wouldn't know what that was about. I would hope it'd be just basically if I've got this movie, do you want to swap it? Maybe, maybe I'm not too sure, but yeah, we'll look into that and just hopefully we'll not get banned from YouTube from doing it because they've got a big they like doing stuff like that, don't they? Disaster area. Now, is that to do with the fact that the band that's out of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy that was the frontman was called Hot Black Desiato, possibly, but disaster area, should I say, just got Blood and Black Lace. What a great film! It's just spectacular. Can't get over how good that movie is. The black levels are they're just literally black. You know, they're the blackest of the black. The colours are sensational and super sharp as well. There's no grain on it. I just don't know how they've done it. That's perfect. If they could do that with every movie on 4K, I would be more than happy. But of course, limitations and that maybe people who authorize these things don't do it the best way, so you kind of miss out on that. But that one there, disaster area, is amazing. Charlie Bronson, has anyone seen The Keep? I saw it years ago. I've got a DVD copy on its way after watching a review which claims it's highly underrated and quite obscure, despite having a stellar cast, including Gabriel Byrne and Ian McKellen. Yeah, it was. I remember watching and thought, what on earth is this about? I was expected much more, but that was way back then. And I mean, sometimes when you're a young kid, you don't appreciate any movies. You just think, oh, there's not enough going it. A bit like the League of Gentlemen when the two lads they go into the video shop and they're saying, you know, what's this movie like? It's really, really good. There's loads of killings in it. How many killings? Well, 30. Well, I want more killings and all that. So that's basically what you were like as a kid. And then somebody said it was one killing in this movie, you go, I'm not watching it. Absolute rubbish. And you could be passing off on it. I mean, The Shining, that's got too much killings in it. Maybe it's only even one or two. But yeah, the film is amazing. Brian, I'm after a film called The Doll. The Doll with the Bleeding Eyes. It's a new film made to look like a 70s Italian horror with a 70s look. Can't find it anywhere to buy. I like the sound of that. There's one called The Love Witch, which is a brand new film from a few years ago. which looks like it's made in the 70s. It's a great movie. That sounds a lot like that one, but I would like to see that one. But I've never heard of it till now. Out 10 says Glenn, at least you won't be getting ripped off as it's about by dealers on Amazon or eBay. That's a good point. So say like I've had a special edition which I didn't need anymore. And I said to somebody, look, I've got a special edition of whatever. Somebody else may say, well, I've got this special edition of that. And make, oh, I love that one. And it might like that. And it's just a straightforward swap. Possibly, yeah. So Glenn Tipton says, don't know what's happening with Amazon at the moment. I don't feel like Amazon's just not what it used to be. Valentin says Glenn has gone to hell in a handbasket. eBay is getting flooded with feces too. Oh, the amount of time when you go on eBay and you look for something, everything is like overpriced. You've got, when something's worth, or everyone's selling it for £30. You go on there and it's all £60 and think, well, that's not right. Occasionally you'll get a good deal. That Brain Dead for £12.99, although I know it's a copy now. What a spectacular that release that is for £12.99. And it's, if I'd paid £50 for it, I would have been a bit annoyed. But it's about as legit as you can get for a £12.99 release. Postage and packaging, it's all tracked, it's all above board. It's good to go. So I can't wait to watch that. I might watch that today, actually. I'm in the middle of watching the Iguana with the Tongue of Fire, I think it's called. That's the only giallo that was ever filmed in Ireland. It's such a weird movie. Before that, I watched, I can't remember the title if I'm going to get this wrong, Forbidden Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion. That was great. Dagmar Lysander in that. Brilliant movie that. Got so many twists and turns. It's not a giallo, but it's like a kind of blackmail thing with lots of turns. Every time you think, oh, this is going a certain way, it goes another one. Highly recommended that one. Lovely print on it as well. So Brian says my favorite Chuck Norris films are Code of Silence and Missing in Action 2. I've seen them before, and actually, I really struggle to remember any of the films from Chuck Norris. But I really want to start getting his movies after that. Of course, Invasion USA, which would be the one I want to get most. It's not available at this point, isn't it? But I will get it. And hopefully it comes down in price because I don't want to go and spend like 40 quid in it and then the next day it gets re-released for like 10 quid. How many times has that happened to you? Glenn Tipton says, John, don't watch the clones after the one that stands to mind is the Bruce Lee and End of the Game of Death. Well, the clones of Bruce Lee, I think Deborah's End of the Game of Death, I think is a brilliant movie for all the wrong reasons. I know me, my son watched that, he couldn't believe what he was saying. But this, I will get Deborah into some of the Bruce Lee, Dragon Lee, stuff like that. I think she'll get a laugh out of them, but she needs to see the Bruce Lee films first in the most spectacular fashion, which is Arrow. I can't see that one gets topped ever. But it's another thing where you see if it comes out in the future with whatever. I do think that there's more Game of Death footage out there. I do think there's more Game of Death footage out there. But what they've got now is just mind blowing. Gary North said the Bruce Lee set is amazing. My number 2 box set of the year for me personally, the Lenzi Million box set released by Severin is my number 1. Yeah, that is a great box set. I mean, Thomas Million is what an actor he was. Lenzi and them two, Lenzi and Million just went on together and can't fault their stuff at all. I didn't get the box set because I have got the movies separately in the 88 collection. That's why I never went for it. But yeah, if I hadn't have got them, I would have got them. But great box set. Yeah, I can understand that. Valentine can't remember watching Nth Degree adult movies as a kid. You felt blessed if you ever saw anything erotic. Ryan, have you seen Pray for Death and Revenge of the Ninja? Great ninja films. Yes, I have. Back in the day, just haven't seen these movies. I do love all them type of movies, just I haven't really got round to getting them again. I do like 80s movies. I love them. 80s action movies is some of the best ones you can see out there. Probably for the wrong reasons, but some of them are actually so good. You know, Kickboxer, all that type of thing. Glenn Tipton about 10. The quality and the dub was always terribly normal. Terribly normally a copy of terrible normally. A copy of a copy. It was like he broke the law. I remember the first pirate I ever saw was First Blood. Wow. There was a lot of pirate stuff going around, mainly to do with the video nasties, because you just couldn't get hold of them. And somebody knew somebody who had a copy of a copy. But the ones I used to get from mine and John Hall's connection, Kev, he would always say, you know, I would say, "Oh, have you got the Driller Killer?" And he would say, "It's a terrible copy, mate." And he would say, "But hang around, not with a Driller Killer. I had to get a terrible copy if I didn't have a better one." But he said, "Hang about, I think I'm getting a better one." And sometimes with the Bruce Lee ones, you got some really good ones. And they were all off, all cuts, all widescreen, which is another thing I used to get these things. I used to say, I've got a really good widescreen version of such and such. I says, right, I'll go for that one. Knowing full well, the Bruce Lee stuff is amazing in widescreen because when it's cut down to square, you miss all of this, all of the glorious beauty all around you. Remember that one? Don't concentrate on the finger. Exactly. Oh, Bruce Lee, honestly. It's just such a real pity that he didn't get to reap the benefit. He'd been working to get himself recognized as what he was for years, maybe probably 10 years. And to get to that point where he's literally going to be the megastar and to pass away just before then is just, there's nothing, I think that's the cruelest thing ever in cinema history, personally speaking. And you just got to feel from, but saying that though, on it, it's probably no consolation to him, but his legacy is second to none. So that's happened. So he is immortal in that respect, but if only he'd just known about that, you know, briefly even, it would have been great. On deck 83, I like the concept of Godzilla -1 taking place in the aftermath of World War II. I had recently watched Godzilla 2014 and I adore that one, but I think it's making it a period piece is amazing. Yes, I do agree with that one. That's why I thought Shin Godzilla, that's it. Shin Godzilla was a new movie that they made, and I thought this was a sequel to Shin Godzilla. But because they made it, like you say, practically much, is it kind of going to follow on from the first one, or is it going to be kind of reimagining of the first one? I'm not too sure. I don't even want to know too much about it because I've seen the trailer, love the trailer, Deborah loved the trailer, and we're gonna hopefully see that in the cinema. We'd love to see that. I hope it's subtitled as well. I don't really want a dub on that one. Chickster 777. I watched Monarch Legacy of the Monsters TV show episodes 1 to 2 Friday night. 1 to 2 Friday night. Quite enjoyed it. So I may find it slow with very little monster action in those episodes. Well, I don't mind a slow burn on these Godzilla ones. I mean the old ones with the 1970s ones. You just got the immediate action with that. But I love that sort of thing. But these days, I can do with them building up something. I really want to see that series because it seems to all happen at once. It seems to have come out just to go, wow, where's this coming from? Sometimes haven't got my eyes on the radar. I don't follow much social media actually, apart from Instagram. So I never really know much about it apart from when people get in touch with us on Instagram and say, oh, what about this? What about that? And which is great. And I get some good heads ups. Well, Brum Horror got in touch with us about this one that I've got coming towards us, this 4K. And I can't wait to share my views on it and tell you what I think of it, if it's going to be worthwhile picking it up. But at this moment, it's down to 1,000, and it's supposed to be getting delivered on Thursday, but I might get it a bit earlier than that because it looks like it's coming from Germany. So yeah. Our lieutenants, Glenn, think the Vicarious thrill of watching something you thought shouldn't was part of the whole thing. Yeah, it was one of them things where you would go to your mates and first thing you'd say, "Oh, you got a video recorder? You got anything banned?" And it would say, "Well, I haven't, but my dad has." So they go in the cupboard where the dad's got it, and hopefully not pick out the wrong thing, because there was in the house when you were there with your mates, that all the brothers and sisters were there, so we were putting these movies on, these really, really bad horror films, and you had little kids who wouldn't go to bed, and they were saying, "Get to bed." I said, "No, no, I want to watch this." So they were getting traumatized off these films, these like 5 and 6 year olds, when you were like 12 and 13, and they were probably freaking out and having restless nights for ages. But when you're young, you didn't care less, did you really? Which was quite bad in a way. Um, Paul says, Paul 2112, I had a VHS copy of Way of the Dragon uncut, really bad picture quality, but it was the only way to watch it uncut. BBFC cut so much out. Oh yeah, it was not even worth watching until Hong Kong Legends delivered the DVD uncut version. You're totally right there, because there was nothing worse when you get these Bruce Lee things. You would see them on in that rank uh, video nasty video box, VHS box, and you think that looks. But I mean, for me, Where the Dragon looked the best, and I think it is the best film for me. I thought this is going to look amazing. You put it on, you go, "Well, where's the fights?" You could tell they were cut, because they were like, "What?" And it would like be the audio would go off, or you would go raise someone up, and the next thing you would see them walking off, and you go, it was really hacked to pieces, and it was a travesty actually. But that's you could, and when you saw the uncut ones, it was like that's another good thing when you got that the whole movies that were censored back in the day, and you finally got to see the uncut version maybe 10 years after you got it, and you were the first time I saw it was when this Kev said, "I've got uncut versions of all of them, especially with the Dragon." I said, "Have you got fully uncut?" He said, "Oh yeah, double nunchuckers a whole lot." I said, "I can't." So that was one of the ones I immediately got. And the quality was pretty good. It was taped up a laser disc, but it had a bit of a stutter on it. It was a bit jerky on the movements, but it didn't matter because you saw all action. It was just, and then they went back and watched the action scenes constantly on a loop. Unbelievable. What a great time to be alive that was, I feel. So Glenn Tipton says there was interesting video, Stripey Rambles, brilliant channel. Did about the infamous Bruce Lee sword scene. Yeah, I know, I saw that. It was still taken, but he said the clip was destroyed. I do feel probably that was destroyed, but it was definitely filmed. So it's got to be somewhere in the world. You're not telling me that somebody didn't take some kind of copy of it somewhere along the line. I know it's a bit of a big long stretch, but never say never. That would be the ultimate thing in Bruce Lee's to get that saw in the head. Because I've seen loads of animations about it. Actually, I'm surprised they didn't put the animation into a bit in that box set. I don't think they did. About what to do it, a reenactment of it. I'm surprised nobody's actually reenacted it in a. They probably have in a Hong Kong film somewhere by doing that. The whip and the when he steps on that, it's such a good scene that when it plays out, when he's backing up and he's weighing up all of those people coming towards him with axes, hammers, knives, the whole lot. And as he's inching up, his foot touches the saw and it lifts up. And you can tell in his eyes, he's thinking, that's going in someone's head. And as it take a thing from him, he just bends down, picks it up, and whips it around straight in this bloke's noggin. That's skip ads. There you go. So tell me if these ads have skippy ads here, have they been skipped for you? I don't know. If you're watching this on catch up, are you getting ads? Well, I can't stop them, but I've got them going at the least times. And with me doing that, have they come off your thing? I don't know. Right, so it's getting towards 2 hours, and I said I was going to do 2 hours. Now I know I've got quite a lot of comments here, and I do apologise for any ones that I haven't talked about. So I'll go through them very quickly, but I'll say I'll be on for about another couple of minutes, answer these questions, and I will say that I do really appreciate the feedback I've got on this thing I'm talking about, this membership thing. which I'll look into more, and hopefully if it can make a little bit of an alternative community where we'll talk amongst ourselves, we can hopefully do like live streams. I can bring on like kind of guests that you might not get the chance to talk to one. Could be anybody, in this community. I could ask them, and I don't think anybody would say no to us. That's the best thing about it. If you can maybe ask for guests, I would love to talk to whoever, and I'll say, well, I'll have a try at that. I mean, I'm not going to be talking like films at home and someone like that. That's someone that I don't think I've ever spoken. Well, I've spoken with Cons, but I've never spoken one to one. But I do like Jeff. I like his stuff. I like all them channels. But I do watch probably UK channels more. But there's a few good US ones out there. Really, really enjoy their stuff. So I'll go through ones that I think on talking about the same thing. Brian says, "Hi, Glenn Tipton. I live in Tipton. Didn't know Tipton was a place." The last Valentin says, "The last band seen, one of my favorites, Public Image Limited." Yes, excellent band, and John Lydon still got it. Yeah, we saw them recently, a couple of years ago, and they were great. I do think that John Lydon, for some reason, he does read everything off paper, and I don't know if his memory's affected. I don't think he's got a bad memory. I'm not saying that, but he always seems to be looking at the sheets when he's reading. And I know when he's played with the Sex Pistols recently, well, when they last played, he got all the words wrong on their stuff, got them all backwards and forwards. So maybe he needs to read the things off. Because I remember thinking that was a thing. But Public Image is brilliant. So Lieutenant says, "Hi John, remember to take this microphone off before wetting his shoes." Yes, I haven't got a microphone on. I know what you're saying, a bit like Naked Gun. That was brilliant. That. Brian says, "I used to have a Super 8 projector and I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre on it." Brilliant. That'd be good to watch, just out of curiosity. Cy Robson says, "John, I know that you're near the Odeon at Silver." Yes, just up the road. "Have you seen the Scarface is getting a 40th anniversary screening on December the 4th? No, I didn't know that. I don't know if Deborah will go and see that one. I think it'd be a bit too much extreme for her, but I would probably like to go and see that. Love Scarface. It's my favourite Pacino film. Definitely. I was going to Pacino. I was going to do the impression of Al Pacino, but I won't. Andy likes stuff. Says, "Hi John. Hi Andy. Love the Batwing in the background. That's my son's Batwing. You see, he does all these things in his room and he leaves them down here. I says, that's amazing. But I don't know if I really want a Batwing and a Batmobile in my dining room. But it is what it is. I mean, he's 6 foot tall, 16 stone. So what am I going to say to him? Not much. See, I tell you, he's a big lad. It really is. And every time I see him, it gets bigger. And I'll say, how heavy are you now? So it's 15, 16. I don't think he's going to go past 16. If he did, I think he'd explode in muscle. Got it off his dad. Ryan, I almost got locked in the cinema at night years ago after the film came out. I came out of the toilet. It was pitch dark, and I was trying to find my way out. Imagine that. I think it'd be great to get locked in it. Actually, what I used to do was sometimes, way back in the day, well, it was a thing where I used to say, right, used to go on and watch American Werewolf in London, went in the earliest screening, and I had to sit through Elton John in Central Park, which was abysmal. Wasn't my cup of tea. And so we went in. We just stayed in, just sat there because you could. They wouldn't shut you out, and then you went for the next performance. But there was a time when we used to hide under the chairs to see if they were going to chuck you out. We used to try and hide on the floor to see if they wouldn't find you. And then, because they never used to clean up because the place was a hovel. And he just used to stop in. So that was quite good. But there's nothing worse than getting a torch shone in you. Oh, get out. Oh, sorry, I was just looking for my keys. Like a 11-year-old driving a car. Yeah. Chief Charlton says I'm back. Wi-Fi was crap. I just caught you talking about martial arts movies. I love Bruce Lee. No one like him. Yeah, there never will be. Bruce Lee is of a time that was magical for me. He started the ball rolling, no doubt about it. It was always there, but he went and took it to the public, and he's responsible for the interest in martial arts cinema across the world, not where it was born in, China, Japan, Korea, all of them. They would have been self-sufficient with that, but he broke out, which is what he was wanting to do, and he never got to find that out. He tried his hardest to make his message heard around the world, and he has in bucketfuls, but he never knew that. Oh, what a sad. I know I keep talking about it. It is a real sad tale. Yeah, me. I'm not getting moribund though. I do appreciate that Bruce Lee. We've got that to Bruce Lee. Imagine if he just made one film, or he hadn't made any films. He just made his TV shows, but you would never known about them, would you? Wow. Right, so I'm gonna stay until for another 4 minutes, and I'm gonna get through these comments, and I'm gonna thank everybody for coming across, watching this live stream. Quite impromptu, but I just saw it last night. Oh, I haven't done these ones for a while. Let's have a chat. Let's talk about that membership thing. See if it's anything people would like. I've got some positive stuff about that. So yeah, it's all good, and hopefully, well, next week I'm sure I'm going to get 3 videos out. I'm sure there's going to be some unboxings there. Oh, there's another thing I'm going to get very quickly. Dave Ramsden has got in touch with me. You are not going to believe what he's going to send me. I'm not going to give anything away apart from I just can't believe. And yes, well, I'm going to say he's got this signed as well, signed off the person. That's all I'm going to say. And I was like, because he said he was going to do it, and I went, wow, and then he's done it. So that thing's on its way to me now. Should get it on Monday. So I'll be opening that. And I can't get my head around it, if I'm honest. The generosity of people is phenomenal. Talking to Michael Hewitt the other day, me and Nigel, and I said, Michael, it's amazing that you want to do this. And he says, well, it's just he's so generous, but he's not after anything. He says, I just want to do it. It's just, that's how I like doing things. And he's so magnanimous. And I said, well, it sounds, when you say I appreciate it, I do, and it doesn't sound enough to say what you really want to say. But I just said to him, I said, I mean, the things you give us, I was going, Michael, man, thought so personalized to me, and so he put thought into it. As the subscriber mail, you get thoughts into it, and you merely get from people, friends and family and everything. Well, family don't send me that, but that's another story. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Subscriber mail from the devs. Might have to do that. I'll get a buyer summit, as if. Well, I'm saying she does buy stuff. I'm not going to say she doesn't, but yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to go through. A few things. There's a few things I'm going to have to skip through here because I'm not going to be able to get through them. But there's Chemist Facade or Facade. All right then. At Bad Lieutenant, I agree, but I must say the Ip Man trilogy starring Donnie Yen back in 2000s were the best martial arts films in recent times. Highly recommended. I couldn't agree with that more. I was just thinking about the other day because, well, everyone's talking about how good Bruce Lee is. Yeah, flawless. But Ip Man, it's 4 films now, the ones with Donnie Yen in it. They're just unreal. I mean, Bruce Lee films are Bruce Lee films, and they can't be touched. But the Ip Man stuff with Donnie Yen, it's the best. It's the best martial arts series or story or group ever. And it's the martial arts unbelievable. That the amount of the sort of the feeling, the way of feeling, the sort of, honestly, bring to tears, all the way through this thing. It's so emotional. I don't know how they do it, but that character, that's the character of Ip Man that Donnie Yen plays, his version, his interpretation of Ip Man, is one of the best performances I've ever seen in cinema history. It's unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. China O'Brien, I'm hearing, yes, need China O'Brien around here. Cynthia Rothrock. Lieutenant's talking about Ong Bak. Ong Bak, another great movie. Chemist Facade said again, Bad Lieutenants. Yes, totally agree with your suggestion. Love your handle name. Great film starring Harvey Keitel. It is. And also how depraved is Harvey Keitel in that movie. Also, as well, the remake with Nicolas Cage isn't that bad. It's quite watchable, but the two different stories for me. And Chemist Facade. I'm reading Chemist Facade out because I haven't seen him in the comments at this point. Hi, John. You are doing a fab job. Love waiting. Love waiting for your new video reviews, etc. Keep it up. Thanks very much. Hopefully, you'll see definitely three videos. I've got two unboxings kind of already done. I've got another one. I've got another thing from Imprint I got sent, and I watched half the film. I've got the other half of the film to actually talk about it because it's a film I never knew anything about. So I couldn't just say, "Oh, this is that," and I know nothing about it.